Yay! How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another session of the Deadly Decks Designing playtest number 25. It's really hard to believe I've done 25 of these so far. We're really going to be talking about making the magic combat system. Started with that on Monday, got a haircut yesterday, feeling great. It's Wednesday now. I've got 3 days left this week to just kind of really hit this magic combat thing. Magic should really feel different than the other physical combat in the game. And so hoping we can make some magic happen. Please don't roast me. I'm sorry, I'm a dad. I have to do it. I have to do it. It's not a choice. It's just something I have to do in life. Yeah, so very excited about this. Excited to be designing this today. Just waiting to send out some of these updates like I always do. Sometimes these thumbnails, man, I upload these thumbnails and then sometimes they don't take, and it looks like that's happening here today again. Oh well, what are you gonna do? It is what it is, guys. I also tried to do some green screen today for the background because I wanted to make a really cool Deadly Decks background. And of course, I picked the one green shirt in my closet. The one entirely green shirt. Maybe we'll try it again some other time. Not today. But yeah. All right, let's see if we can send out a couple little "Hey, I'm lives," and then let's jump right into it. Yeah, it really did not take my thumbnail this time. I don't know. I can't figure out what makes the thumbnail work, and then sometimes they're like, no. I wonder if I'm getting like DMCA'd by myself. They're like, can't use your own face, dude. That's not how it works. Who knows? Who knows how any of these things work? Oh. Discord just crashed while I was posting the message. What's going on today, guys? What's going on today? All right, well, it looks like that's going on. What's up, Furry? We live again. Thanks for coming through, Furry. Number one in the chat. Before we start, did you guys hear about the layoffs over at Epic? Wow. I mean, they laid off 1,000 people yesterday, and they cited a decline in fork knife retention. Call me crazy, but I actually sent Tim Sweeney a message on LinkedIn. I don't know him. He's not even connected to me, but I was like, I just feel like there's so many obvious things that they could be doing on Fortnite to actually give Roblox a run for their money, and they're kind of not doing it. And I feel like they just have too much money-itis. Is that something that you can get? Too much money-itis? Rich-itis? They just have like this problem where they have so much money for so long over the past 10 years that they're just spending money on anything. And none of it is working because the people they're hiring don't actually understand what they're doing. They're just coming in and being like, oh, we're going to spend money on this and this and this and this and this. And then it's like, yeah, but that money doesn't add to your bottom line. So I don't know. I sent him a whole long thing where I was like, hey, you're probably not going to look at this, but I'm sending it to you anyway. And I think I know a couple things as to why your platform is struggling so bad. So I told him, number one, I think that when they tried to make Roblox on Fortnite and they tried to shift it over, I think they did a good job in the execution. But what they didn't do a good job of is recognizing who their demographic is. Like, the main difference between Fortnite Roblox version, the UEFN, and Roblox is that Roblox has all kinds of different game players on it, right? They have girls playing dressed to impress. They have girls and guys playing Blocks Fruit. They have guys playing whatever the most recent shooter game is that everyone's playing. Everyone's playing Grow a Brain Rot or whatever it is, Steal a Brain Rot. And I feel like everyone there is playing all these different games, that they have a big demographic. And I think what Epic doesn't understand, or maybe they do, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's under their hood. I don't know what the chefs are doing in the kitchen. But I feel like what they're not doing is understanding that people primarily play Fortnite on the Fortnite platform. Therefore, when you make a Roblox version of Fortnite, you're just gonna get more Fortnite. Like, there's a couple sims that I've seen on there, like money sims and stuff and tycoons, but the vast majority of what people are making is just shooty McShooty, right? Which is like, basically the problem is that they created Fortnite, got a bunch of Fortnite players, and were like, we're going to compete with Roblox. And then they were like, hey guys, you can make your own games now. And then everyone was like, cool, I'm going to make a version of Fortnite, which basically means you're not attracting new players. You're just taking players from your main game in Fortnite and shoveling them into another variant of Fortnite. So I was telling him all this. I was like, dude, it's like, it's pretty, I don't know. I'm not in charge of the company. I'm sure it's a very daunting task. So I don't want to come off like I'm just sitting here being like, I know how to fix it. I just felt like, you know what? Take a shot in the dark, send this guy some stuff and tell him what I see on the outside, which is like, you're not getting it. I was saying the solution is you should contract Roblox devs to make games on Fortnite with the intent of making anything but a shooter game. Because you already got that, right? Like, if they hired the team that made Dress to Impress to make something on Fortnite, which, like, tell me they wouldn't do it for the amount of money Epic has, right? Like, Epic would just be like, great, we'll give you like $100 million. And like, great, we'll do it. And then suddenly they have Dress to Impress. And suddenly you're getting a whole bunch of different players on the platform to play games. Like, seems like a no-brainer to me. Roblox is easier to find games, and there's so many different games. That's the problem. The other thing I told him was that the battle pass is like so complex at this point. It's just so obvious that the battle pass is run by monetization experts, which is a problem when you run a big games company, because the monetization team who's in charge of like squeezing money out of every player wants to just like do that and just push all the game design aside. And then the game designers don't want any money to be going out because they want to make like really true to form wonderful experiences. So a lot of times what you end up with is these two teams don't like each other. I've heard this. This has been a thing I've heard at other major studios. These two teams, like, they don't like working next to each other. They have like rumors about each other. They don't like each other, and they never work together very well. And so then what you tend to have is like only the higher ups on the team can talk to each other. And they're always subverting each other. The game designers are pushing to try and get more game design into something so that it feels more fun. And then the monetization people are like, no, we have to put price tags on all of that and take all the fun out of it. And so they're constantly bickering back and forth. But man, I gotta tell you, if you look at the battle pass of Fortnite today, I wouldn't be surprised if there is not a single game developer involved in that. It's gotta be all monetization. Monetization all day long. Those guys are squeezing that battle pass to get as much money out of it as they can. And I'm sure there's some cool ideas that pop up and then they shoot it right back down again in favor of money. That's a problem. It happens. You think they should just make good skins and not pay to win skins? What, do they even have pay to win skins? I don't think they have any pay to win skins. Isn't it just battle pass? You just I mean, we played the battle pass this season and last season. The last thing I told him was the IP in Fortnite is really, oh man, I don't even know how to say it. The IP in Fortnite is just very leftover dinner. I mean, it's like the characters are generic at best. Any of the great characters that they have, like Peely or Meowscles or those guys, never get starring roles. Their lore is never developed. They're just kind of shoveled off to the side in favor of this narrative that they've been pushing for over 10 years about the rift breaking and the world cracking. And it's like, there's no emotional resonance. There's no narrative arc. There's no reason to be involved in any of the characters. Whenever you do see the videos of them playing, it's all nostalgia bait instead of in favor of actual character relationships where people are attached to them, Game of Thrones style. And so that was the other thing I said, is I was like, man, if I was involved in this, I would be taking those characters and I would be lore dropping, making spin-offs of them, doing backstories, just connecting these characters in really significant ways where you don't think of Fortnite as just Fortnite. You think of it as like, these are the characters that inhabit it, similar to Super Mario Brothers, right? Of course, the name is the same name as the main character, but you know, when you think of Super Mario, you think of Mario, Bowser, Peach, Luigi, right? All these characters that have deep lore, not the deepest compared to something like Game of Thrones, but there's a lot of lore there, a lot of personality. You know, the relationships between people and everything like that, enough to make a movie out of it. So yeah, that's what I was kind of like going at with this. I don't know, maybe I'll make a video about it. Maybe I should just make a YouTube video about it. I haven't done a YouTube video yet, and I've been really wanting to like take a shot at it. So maybe I just put a video on the 3 things Fortnite should fix tomorrow. That could be. All right, I'll try it. I'm going to try it today. I'm going to see if I can record a quick video and drop it. Furry said, I don't think that people care about that kind of stuff. They care about Godzilla and the M&M event. Well, that's true too, but they don't even have any of those anymore. I mean, they did do the Simpsons thing, and the Simpsons thing was really cool. I think that the Simpsons World Takeover was honestly one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in a video game, period, point blank. Like, it was exceptional. But then the concerts lately, I mean, I don't even know. What concerts have they had recently? You know? Yo, Adam, what's up? Adam, we are just digging right into Fortnite right now because they just laid off 1,000 people yesterday. So I went on LinkedIn and I told Tim Sweeney, hey, I have 3 ideas of how you could fix your business because, you know, I could do CEO. I like 3-letter job titles. But anyway, that's my 3-prong attack, which is number 1, yo, you got to lure up with this IP. Fortnite IP should be front and center. It should be number 1. Characters should be sick. Stories should be amazing. Number 2, you got to fix that battle pass. It's just too monetized, man. It's so monetized. It's crazy. It's just not even fun to even think about the battle pass. You just get color variants of characters. Who cares about color variants, man? The monetization team, you can tell, is all about chopping it up, chop it up, you know, and they chopped it up to the point that it's like really, it's not even fun to unlock stuff. And then the last point was, yeah, you gotta hire Roblox devs to make game for UEFN. Bottom line, that's all you gotta do. Yeah, the battle pass is, I was saying there's so many cool things they could do with the battle pass though. Like, think about if say the battle pass had, for some reason, they do this thing where they have like rooms that are locked, right? The rooms are locked. So you're unlocking your battle pass. And let's say when you get to level 2, you unlock a code for that room, right? And when that room opens up, whatever, it's nothing crazy. It doesn't allow you to beat the game and like win. It's like maybe it has a chest in it, guaranteed chest in it. Maybe it's got a teleport that can take you somewhere, or maybe it just has like some shields in it or something. And so I was saying, like, how would you do that, right? It's like you make a local passcode, 4-key passcode that is unique to everyone's game. So that way you can't share it online. But you know what? The monetization team would be like, man, why are you doing this? This isn't an aesthetic. It's not enough. It's not enough. But the thing that they miss is like some things that don't add up to a bottom line is how you create the magic. Like if everybody knew if magic came from a spreadsheet, we'd have magic everywhere right now, right? Everything that we play would be amazing and awesome. But it's actually the opposite. We find that the more we analyze everything, the more numbers we get out of everything, the less magic it is, and the more fatigued we become as consumers, because everything starts to look the same, because it's about de-risking, not doing anything exciting, not doing anything interesting, in favor of the monetization team says, this is going to give us the 50% day one retention golden egg we're looking for. Jefferson said, I thought Roblox stream was today, was excited. It is. We're going to look at it. We're going to look at it today. Hold that excitement. Hold that excitement. Adam said, Fortnite really abandoned story for the game a while ago, and that made me so sad. And now it's just reading stuff in game and talking to NPCs, but that's not that engaging. Exactly, Adam. That's what I said. I sent this to Tim Sweeney. Who knows if he could look at it. I sent it to him on LinkedIn because I was just like, I don't know, like shot in the dark. AI's not letting me send my resumes anywhere. And I feel like I have a good hot take on this, which is like, yeah, the story, it's like they're still riding on this like, oh my God, the rift is cracking. Like, who cares about a rift or a cube? Like, I don't know who's in charge of that story. But like the problem is it hasn't evolved from its initial just kind of like throw stuff at a wall, which was they made Fortnite. Then they had to figure out a story later. And the problem is it feels like they're just still figuring out a story much later. I've been playing the past 3 seasons since Halloween. I don't know. I have no idea what the story is. I don't even know. Everything they make is so generic and it doesn't have any meaning to it. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to me that a game that popular can't afford better narrative. That's the wild thing. The wild thing about, I mean, look at League of Legends, look at Valorant, look at Overwatch, look at StarCraft, like look at all of these pillars of storytelling that have characters that are so beloved. How does Fortnite exist in this hole where like I could maybe count 5 characters off the top of my dome? Jonesy, Meowscles, Peely, of course. I think that's it. Like, I think those are the only 3 that I can name. And 2 of them are characters that they literally put in a closet. They only pull them out to put them in the background to make it look cool. I don't think they've ever like had voice lines. I don't know that they've ever done anything. Maybe Meowscles did when they did the whole like spy thing and there was like multiple versions of Meowscles. Marvel Rivals is killing it. Look at the narrative storytelling in there with the combos that they have. Ugh. Furry said, do daily tasks or else you can't have this thing that you can only get now. That's what I'm saying. They should make battle passes more fun. Imagine if the battle pass actually gave you stuff you could use in game, you know, like keys or passcodes, or they unlocked new NPCs that you couldn't use before because of the storyline. You did enough quests and now you get to like hire them onto your team or something. Like, you could make the battle pass something more than just a cash grab. Adam says, it stinks to say it, but Fortnite has turned their focus strictly to live service for profit. It would take something big to make the game grab my attention again. Adam, did you do the Simpsons one? The Simpsons one was cool, but then again, like to your point, the Simpsons one was a really, really, really bold move to turn the whole world into Simpsons, but it like lacked the story. There wasn't any point to it. It was just Simpsons running around shooting Simpsons. Was like, you know, there wasn't like Smithers was like doing a bad thing and you had to stop him. I don't know. It just feels like, to your point, like they do 80% of game development and they stop at narrative storytelling, lore, and IP, and they just don't do it. I had actually a controversial conspiracy theory about why Fortnite doesn't do IP. Are you ready for this, Adam? Are you ready for this? I have not heard anyone have this hot take. I kind of stumbled upon it because I was just playing it like a week ago. And I was just trying to think, why are the characters in Fortnite so forgettable? Are you ready for the hot take? The hot take is, what if they do it on purpose? What if it's intentional that the characters are generic and bland and just silly with no storyline because They want the IP that comes in and spends on them. Disney, anime, Dragon Ball Z, Sabrina Carpenter. They don't want them to feel like their brands are competing with the Fortnite brand. I thought about this and I was like, it could be true. It could be true that the Fortnite IP is intentionally suppressed to not be good, because otherwise Disney would be like, what's up, bro? Everyone's sending memes about your new characters, and yet we put like Elsa in, and no one's talking about it because they're talking about this big event that's happening in your storyline. I was like, it could be true. It could be true. Right? Adam, it could be true that they make you forget, like you said, they make you forget their IP characters so their collab stuff sells. Think about it. Think about it. They have more money than God. They could make the best characters with the best stories and hire the best writers and best character designers in the world because they have that much money. And yet we get Jonesy? No shade at Jonesy, but like, I'm sorry, Temu Guile doesn't do it for me. Like, you know? It's like, okay, yeah, you have so, I mean, the thing with Jonesy isn't the whole joke that Jonesy is literally like a generic soldier character. That's the whole joke with him. You don't think God has money? My friend only played to get the Sabrina skin. This is what happened to us, Raymond. We haven't been playing Fortnite for like years. Since the Mandalorian event. And then when they dropped the K-pop Demon Hunters, Kat was like, we got to get those. We got to get them. And we went in and we started playing. Then we played the Halloween event. Then we played this last event. We've been playing all of it since then. Adam said, okay, I want to say stuff like Jonesy, Hope, Peely should be more pushed forward in the game. Yeah, right. I don't have okay, I'm not saying I have an issue with him, but what I'm saying is, like, if you asked me to draw Jonesy right now, I like can see his face. I don't exactly remember his hairstyle. And also too, Adam, this could also be to what we're talking about, is that maybe it's not even just the design. It's just that, I don't know, has anything emotional ever happened to Jonesy? Like, has he ever been involved in a storyline where it was more than just, uh-oh, the rift is breaking again. We have to type into our keyboards and go into a different Fortnite chapter. Like, you know, it could also be just that Jonesy's just he's like never been developed into a character. I don't know anything about him. I don't know what music he listens to. I don't know where he came from, what his background is, you know? He said stuff constantly happens to Jonesy. He's always losing friends between rifts and stuff. Damn, dude. And he has to find them later. Maybe it's just the rifts then. Time travel is a really hard thing to pull off. You know, there's like that whole rule in movies that when you do time travel, you're going to lose half your audience. I don't know. I honestly think they should ditch the rift thing. The rift thing is like, it's just like, it was cool one time around, and then they just keep like hitting the rift as like some unexplained mysterious thing that like still, I don't even know. Do they even know anything more than they learned in the past 10 years about it? It just seems like it's the same bumper sticker over and over again. It's like, oh, yeah, I feel you on that. Well, they use the rift, but you know what, Adam, this is the thing though. Do they really have to explain the rift changing the world? It feels like it's an anchor point at this time, right? Like, it feels like it's an anchor, right? You could just say, oh, like, for instance, a great example, Doctor Doom Battle World. Some evil guy. I just feel like when you have a storyline and the storyline revolves not around an antagonist, but a thing, it just is like unemotional, right? It's like if you have a movie and the main character just randomly gets hit by a car. It's a thing, right? You don't know who is driving the car. It doesn't make sense in the story. It's hard for you to be as emotionally attached to that as maybe finding out that Spider-Man's best friend is Green Goblin and is kidnapped Gwen Stacy, right? It's like, oh wow, okay, or Mary Jane, whichever one, right? Are they interchangeable? I don't know. So I think, wait, well, they use the Rift to add point change to the game. So I think, unfortunately, it's something we got to live with. I think they should ditch it, Adam. I think they should ditch it. And I don't think anyone would care. I really don't think anyone would care. They've been stuck so much on this Rift. It's exhausting. 10 years of them trying to pretend that this Rift is like this thing that they're going to find out about and someone maybe they're going to learn about. And honestly, after 10 years of Fortnite lore, I just don't even know what other than the Rift being like multiversal, what does it even do? What are they, you know? Adam said, sure, I get that completely. It's just like at this point, unless the game got a new start, we're too far in to go back. Interesting. You think they're just stuck with it? You think they're just going to stay with it? I think they should just ditch it and they should just do something new. Like they get on one island and someone takes control of the Rift. And like, I'm not saying they even have to get rid of the Rift. Let me clarify this. I think they just have to put an antagonist, a villain. Who's the bad guy in Fortnite? I don't know. Overwatch has this problem right now, I feel like. Overwatch used to have really clear-cut lines of who was good and who was bad. And then they kind of just started being like, new hero who dis. But like, we don't really, like, they have a little bit of lore, they have a little bit of background, but like, we're not really going to play that up anymore because everyone should get along. And it really like lost a lot of the intense character love that I had, that they kind of like started downplaying the different sides. And then they were just like, oh yeah, they're on bad guy, they're on good guy, but like, they're not really doing anything. Yeah, Adam, exactly. I mean, we have antagonists in Fortnite before, but they're so fleeting, I forget them. Me too. Stuff like the Order and the Chrome and the bugs from that one season. Adam, you know all the lore. Wild. I don't know though, Adam. It kind of feels so consistent though, that maybe, just maybe, that's part of their business plan. They're just not allowed to develop anything beyond like a background, right? Like just a standard setup and just rinse and repeat. But then again, at the same time, if you saw the 1,000 people they laid off yesterday, Tim Sweeney, he put out a post and he said, we're laying off 1,000 people. Apparently the numbers that I heard other YouTubers talking about was that they have 4,000 people, which means they laid off 25% of their workforce in a single day. And they referenced that it's Fortnite's declining retention. And I just kind of feel like maybe it's time to switch it up. I don't know. Or maybe, Adam, you're right. Maybe it's too late. Maybe you can't turn the Titanic that fast, you know? Adam said, well, my friend plays all the seasons and does the quest to gather all the lore and records it. They do. Wow. So I see it all. Dang. That's fascinating. I would love to know all the lore of Fortnite. I fell off. Like, I'm not going to lie. There's points that I fell off. But even as someone who fell off, I still check in on the new seasons. And as an outsider to some of those seasons, they just looked like noise. It was like just too complicated for new users to get involved with. Started to feel very inside baseball. Like they're just really talking about, like you said, like the Chrome. They always have, and now it's what, the 7? Is it the 7 this time around? What even is that? The 7? I don't even know what they do, who they are, you know? Fistfight said, that's why I love Deadlock. The story is so definitive and everything fits perfectly. This is a great point. I think that one thing people underestimate about live service games is specifically the importance of lore. I just think that without lore, lore is the first sniff test to whether something is fully developed or cash grab. You know what I'm saying? Like you come in, and if you get confronted with that wall of lore in your first hit, where you're like, oh wait a second, this guy, but you don't understand. See, this guy and these guys and those guys, and they don't get along, but they used to get along, but they don't anymore because this thing happened. I feel like you get pushed back, where you're kind of like, oh wow, there's like, I would have to spend time learning this. And when your brain assesses that value system of like, whoa, I can't just learn this and watch like a YouTube that's like 10 minutes long and get all this. Like I'd have to watch a YouTube that's 20 minutes long to get all this. No, I'm joking. But like, I feel like that's kind of maybe one of the big things about games in general is the development of the lore. I really would love to find out if Highguard and Concord, if they have a lore issue. Arc Raiders is interesting because Arc Raiders does and doesn't have lore. The lore actually is one of the reasons I stopped playing Arc Raiders, because I just felt like it's actually funny. They have a character in Arc Raiders called Lance. And that's about the time when I stopped playing, was when I realized why he was named Lance. So in Arc Raiders, you're kind of playing, there's no real point to what you're doing. I don't know that it's ever explained to you what you're trying to do, like in a story or a narrative. But they have this guy, Lance, and you talk to him. Here he is. Here he is. This is Lance. He's a cool guy. And I kind of was like, I don't know why. I think it's just the way my brain works. Exactly, Furry. Why was that his name? This happened to me. I just, something kept hitting me where I was like, why is this guy's name Lance? And he's like an android, and none of the other people in the world are androids that you talk to. And then I realized it's because most likely of good old Lance Henriksen, who played Bishop in Aliens. And look, I call it like I see it. That's just how I am. But when I realized most likely that they just named this character the first name without any other background or reasoning, it honestly felt it felt like it put a point on what I felt about the whole narrative of Arc Raiders, was that there wasn't one. It's really stylized. It's cool as hell. The worlds feel unique and different from any other game that I've played. And yet I just don't really know anything about the world. And when I pieced this together, I felt like, wow, for you to take one of the 5 characters that you have created, because there's only really 5, I think, that are in the area where you like suit up, for you to then name one of them a joke or like a I don't even know what you would call it. Like, it's like a cute, I don't know what to call it, Easter egg in favor of the one of 5. 20% of your character's narratives is just a joke, instead of it being like he has a specific name or a number that references what Android version this is, and you find out later that maybe there was different versions and this version broke away. Anyway, I'm just going on and on about it, but I think it's a great example of, like, you know, for me, I definitely felt like the narrative in Arc Raiders was a big reason why I kind of stopped playing. Like, I don't see any story coming out of it. There's no purpose to it. I don't really know what we're doing. It's a great game, but long-term wise, I don't know why I would be invested in it. So it's interesting. Maybe it has a lot to do with it. Oh my God, I thought I was showing this the whole time and I wasn't. Sorry, guys. Here it is. This whole time I was talking about it and I wasn't even showing it to you guys. Maybe I should do a YouTube video on this, honestly. I want to start making YouTube videos. Maybe this is a good first foray. I want to be careful though, guys. I really don't want to be just dunking on stuff. It's very important to me to not add to that. I gotta tell you, my YouTube algorithm I'm kind of like, I'm kind of over it right now. It's constantly this game. Can you believe this game sucks? Can you believe this person sucks? Can you believe this company sucks? It's like a whole list. I don't know if you guys have the same on your YouTube. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just farmed it that way. I don't know. Like it just happened. But yeah, I want to be careful about dunking on stuff because I just don't think it's the future. But anyway, this is the character, Lance. And this is the actor, Lance Henriksen. And he played Bishop on Aliens, if you've seen, which is amazing. Milky Boy. No, you just watch trolling. What is that? What is watching trolling? Guys, thanks for hanging out with me on my rant, my unexpected rant. I didn't know I was going to spend the first 30 minutes of this just kind of going off about Fortnite, but I mean, it's kind of big news. You know, for me, it means there's 1,000 more people who have experience from Epic in the job pool, which is not good for a Curtis Wow. Not good for anybody, you know? So here I am streaming because I'm probably not getting a job anytime soon. All right. Well, look. Let's do a little bit of what we're going to do today. I really want to get to the magic in Deadly Decks. We want magic to be something. Wait, did I still not? Yes, I did. Okay. I was like, oh my God, my YouTube is delayed. And I was like, what? So what we're going to do is we're going to work on magic here. We started this on Monday. I got a haircut yesterday. Nobody even said I have a good haircut. Adam, by the way, I love hearing your perspectives on it. You are a wealth of knowledge, sir. A true wealth of knowledge. And although I may be coming down hard on Fortnite, in truth, I really would love Fortnite nothing more than to succeed, especially UEFN, because we don't need Roblox to be the only game in town. We've seen what that does to kids, and it's not good. It's got to change. Raymond said, I like your cut, G. Thanks. I missed that one. I'm glad you did the repeat on it. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to hit some magic in Deadly Decks. We're going to see where we can get with magic for a bit. And then before stream shuts down today, I'm going to pull up a much beloved game that I have worked on in the past. It's a Roblox game called Gunball. And it's a soccer game, a 3v3 soccer game where you can shoot players and shoot the ball into the goal. So let's get through the magic and then let's pull up Gunball towards the end. We'll take a look. I talked to the developer that I work with on Deadly Decks. God, I keep calling it Deadly Decks. I got too many games, y'all, in Gunball. And we're putting a list together. So we're going to break it down. I'm going to show you where I'm at with that so far, all the work we did, get your guys' opinions and thoughts. And then I think, no promises, but I think next week, I'm hoping to do a stream of Gunball. Maybe a night stream, because I kind of feel like the morning feels Deadly Decks. I don't think this doesn't feel like Roblox time. This is not the Roblox hour. Is it inspired from Blade Ball? No, this is, dude, Raymond, this goes back like 6 years to when I was doing the Twitch stream. Creeper Sword did the art for the cover of it. This was before Blade Ball even hit Roblox. I don't know why. It was just a 3v3 soccer game where players shoot each other. Anyway, it's pretty cool. I'll be excited to hear what you guys think. And maybe, just maybe, we can do a playtest, live playtest next week if everything goes well. So that's the plan for today. All right, let's see what we can get with magic. Magic. Oh, geez, Rick. All right, let's see where we got yesterday. Yesterday, we were basically looking at magic. And the way magic worked This is going to be a little bit of a work in progress, guys. Get in there. Get in there, you cards. You filthy cards. What we're going to do here is Lady Lyria is our first sorcerer. This means she uses magic. And for those who need a little bit of a refresher, the way magic works is spells. You get a book of spells, and you can do any of these things, but they cost spells. This means you need at least one soul to be able to do the spell. You can do it at any time, so she can just do 1 damage ranged. But then if you want to be able to do Hex of the Lyrians, this means you have to burn 1 soul. So all heroes take -1 damage from this creature for the duration of the encounter. So you would actually burn 1 of your souls, which means you literally throw it away. So if she only had 1 and you did that at the start of a match, she can't do anything now. That's a problem. Not gonna lie, that's a problem. I don't know if that's fun. I don't know if that's interesting. We may have to come up with something where they always start with 1 soul. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, this is all brand new to me. The other things that are questionable is if you even have to roll. I don't think you have to roll for ones that do effects like this. But you probably do have to roll for ones that are an attack. There's a whole bunch of other spell books that you can collect. So the cool thing about this is somewhere around here are other spells. What did I do with them? Are there other spells in here? Whoa. They're just gone somehow. Okay, well that's good to know. There were spells in here. I must have moved them? Well, okay, we're gonna have to find that. Maybe I put them in here? Oh, there they are. Okay. So there are other spells you can collect through different things that happen. And the idea was that like all the spells are different, you know? Like this one has to do with undead, marrowbone necromancy. Oh, I heard about that. Sora's shutting down. Dude, that's weird. I don't know if you know the whole story about that, but that was like last year, Disney was like, we want to have exclusive options. Oh God, what a terrible idea. We want to have the exclusive option of using 200 characters in Sora that people could make videos using their characters. God, hopefully that guy's fired. Hopefully whoever made that choice was fired. And then suddenly they said, we're not going to do it. And then they were like, great, we're shutting down Sora. It's like, what? You know what it really sounds like? Sounds like someone had to dodge a lawsuit like Neo in the Matrix. They were like, as the Disney bullets were flying by. They were like, what if we just shut it down? They were like, okay, just shut it down. That's my guess. My guess is that was a lawsuit. A lawsuit was on the table that said, shut down, cease and desist, otherwise Mickey Mouse will eat your firstborn. Allegedly. I feel like anytime I talk about Disney, I should just say allegedly. Allegedly. I'm not trying to get sued by Disney again. And yes, I got sued by Disney. That is not a joke. That's going to be my pirate software comment. That's going to be my thing. I was sued by Disney. My dad was sued by Disney. I was sued by Disney. I've been sued by Disney for 16 years. Okay, we have all of these in here. That's great. Let's talk about using the magic. All right, let's give it a shot. Okay, so I think they have to start with 1 soul. I think that's just the way it is. Part of the problem with the magic dealers, and if you can tell, I'm probably stalling a little bit because this is a really daunting task, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is going to be daunting. These magic dealers, they're totally different. They require totally different balancing. They can only get souls by defeating creatures. And so I have no idea even what that's going to do. Do you just build them up and then you could do a ton of spells. I don't know. Let's see. The other thing too is, like I said, we're going to need some way for Lady Lyria to do something if she spends her last thing. Or maybe that's part of it. All right, let's go to battle, guys. Let's do a battle. Here we go. Lady Lyria. We're going to battle an undead guard, has 7 health, 2 damage, hits the highest strength hero on the team. That's going to be Kira. The deranged guard does 6. The lowest, 2 damage to the lowest health hero. That's going to be Lady Lyria. Lady Lyria starts with 1. Yeah, and you know what? We're just going to play this for real. Let's just play a real game. Let's make it real, guys. Let's not even mess around. Whoops. That was supposed to be shuffled. Uh-oh. Oh no, I broke my deck. Let's see. Okay, so we're in the Swarl cellar on our way. We're gonna see how far we get with this. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna start off basic. These heroes are really basic. Compared to the other heroes we were working with, they're really basic. We're going to go ahead and we're going to have Lady Lyria try to do 1 damage. That's going to not cost a soul, but we need at least 1 soul, which we have. So we're going to go ahead and roll. She does a damage, 1 damage to, let's say, this guy. I remember when you forgot to do a hint for the toaster. What? I forgot to do a hint for the toaster? What does that mean? All right, so Lady Lyria took her turn. Then we're going to have Rowan just go ahead and do his attack. He does a 1 damage. We'll put it on here. And then we're going to go ahead and exhaust him because when he's exhausted, he's flanking. And at the start of his next turn, he gets a +2 to his attack roll. Probably a +1, actually. On that one game mode, on that one app, whoa, you gotta be more specific than that. I made like 30 games. I have no idea which one. It was a toaster? Okay. Kira is going to just do her regular old tricks. Oh, she misses. That's bad. I think that's really bad. Yeah, that's bad. Because now it's the creature's turns. And the undead guard's going to do 2 damage to Kira. We're not going to let that happen because that would turn into a peril token. And she would take 3 damage. We're not going to do that. We're not going to let that happen. So we're going to come over here and we're going to just put the 2 damage on the shield. And then she doesn't have to deal with the token turning into a peril and also getting a -1. Then the guard does 2 damage to Lady Lyria, unfortunately. That's painful. Okay. And now it's back to the one where you find out what thingy is in what house. Oh! On puzzle day? Yes, that's one of many hints that I forgot to give on that game. That was a really hard game to stay on top of. The puzzles were really challenging. Challenging to make. Raymond said, hey, if you made UI for those brand games you worked on, did you use programmatic UI or just Roblox Studio? Just Roblox Studio. Just like we would make the assets, put them in, and then move them around. You know, 9 slice them and all that jazz. Okay, let's see what we can do on this turn. We got to remember the undead guard is going to do 2 damage on the last hit unless someone is fast enough, which is a 2 or more speed. That would be Rowan. So Rowan really needs to last hit this guy. That's very important. We also can do, I really love this card. You guys know this is one of my favorite cards. If I get a crit on an attack, I can actually exhaust this card for 2 extra damage, but then I will not be able to get the Vintage Swirl at the end, which is also one of my favorite cards, because if they drink it, any of the heroes drink it, they get a +3 to their health. It heals for 3, but they also get 2 misses because they're now a little inebriated. Raymond said, reason being, Lemonade is debating making UI just programmatic rather than creating it within Studio, which I think is kind of defeats the purpose. That's a tough call. Because, like, you could make it programmatic, but at what point are you spending your time tweaking through prompts when you could just go in and make it in Photoshop and drop it on there? I mean, I don't know. The UI in Roblox or in any game engine is just always such a challenge to use. There's such a steep learning curve to doing UI, whether it's Unity. Unreal actually is not that bad as I've used it. It's probably the best one out of them, but yeah, Roblox follows suit. Roblox is almost the same as Unity, honestly. It's really not that much different. It's super complex to learn off the start. Creeper Soar! What's up, Creeper Soar? Creeper Soar, we're gonna be looking at Gunball later today. So I hope you stick around for that, because I know you're gonna be hyped for that. It still has your logo on it. It's still a Creeper Soar logo. All right, so let's go in here and see who's gonna do what this time around. We want to try and kill this guy, but instantly. So again, I think that the +2 for flanking is probably too strong. I think it's too strong. I think it's just too strong. Oh, by the way, guys, if you can, if you're enjoying the stream, like and subscribe so you can find out when I'll be live and maybe posting one of my hot takes. Although I really don't want to be a hot take YouTuber. It's not something I want to do, but you never know. If you have the hot take, maybe you just gotta take advantage of it. Okay. We're going to start off with Lady Lyria. This is a problem. Lady Lyria can only do this. So if Lady Lyria has 1 soul, nothing else can be done. And join the Discord. Yeah, join the Discord, guys. Let me see if I can grab an invite here to the Discord. And I'll drop it in the chat here. There you go. Come join. All right. I see a lot of problems already. I'm going to play through this battle, but I don't think we're going to go past this battle because I just see problems already. And I think we can start figuring some things out here. So if we want to start this match, we can have Lady Lyria use a soul. We're not going to get rid of it. We're just going to have her use it. Oh, she missed. That's bad. That's really bad for her. That's her turn. And then Rowan is... God, who do we try and finish here? We could try to get Kira to hit this guy for 2. That would put it up to 4. And then we could try to do a throwing knives for 3, but that's if we get... Okay, yeah, I think we could pull this off. I think we could pull this off. By the way, something's wrong here because... Oh no, Kira missed last turn. She did miss. Okay, well look, she got a 2. She's gonna do 2 damage. That's gonna put this guy to 4. And I think we're not gonna be able to stop Lady Lyria from getting hit. Well, we might be able to. Let's see. Raymond said, I'm going to tell him just to make an export feature while keeping the programmatic version on the website for simple editing. That sounds cool. I got to really try that lemonade. Got to try that lemonade. All right, so Kira went. She dropped 2. And then last but not least is Rowan. Let's see what happens on this. I'm going to say Rowan gets a +1 because at a +1, he could get a crit 50% of the time because there's 2 2s, 2 1s, an epic miss, and an epic hit. So really, at a +1, it's like, bro, you got 50-50 for getting the hit on here. A +2 means that all he has to do is make sure he doesn't roll a fail, and that feels a little too guaranteed. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and roll and see what we get. All we need is a 2. All we need is a 2. We got it. We got it. Okay, so 2 plus his 1 for flanking. We're going to unexhaust him because he gets a +1, which puts this as an epic hit. And that works right with the rules. He's going to use one of these throwing knives. The way the throwing knives work are you can use them once per encounter. So he throws them and then, of course, doesn't have them anymore. So he can't use them. He can't use them. I'm contemplating that you could spend a turn looking for them. That would be pretty funny. Wow, there's so many competitors. I mean, this is going to be the AI space, right? It's just going to be crazy. Oh, thanks, Raymond. Yeah, James did a nice little hit on these. I think they look pretty cool. All right, so he hit for 3, which knocks out the undead guard. And this is beautiful because that's exactly what we needed, because the From the Grave will do 2 damage to the last hero that attacked it unless their speed is 2 or more. Rowan is super fast. He doesn't get hit, so we don't take the damage for that. Wonderful. Now, the other issues that we have here are Lady Lyria missed. Oh, right, and all these turns are over. Now, this is really helpful. It really helps me to see. As long as I follow it, I can see what I did and how I did it. Interesting. I was just thinking maybe these are 1, 2, and 3, indicating whose turn went when. You know, like maybe you do this because it indicates Kira went first. Now, maybe I'm overthinking it. I think I'm overthinking the UI a little bit. All right, so now that we finished that, the deranged guard is going to attack Lady Lyria for 2, and that would turn into a 3. I mean, we're not going to let that happen. No, we are going to let that happen, because I could basically let Kira use her shield to block it, which would then block 3 damage, but it would knock out her shield, and I just don't think we're in a situation where we need to do that. So Lady Lyria takes a peril token. She gets hit for 2, +1 for the peril token, miss token. So she's at a 5. So we can actually just take all of these off. Put these over here. And we'll do what we did before. I really like this, where these kind of stay here. So we're at a 5 here. All right. Well, that was that turn. Creatures went. Now we reset all of them. And let's see what we can do. She has her soul back. Again, she really can only do 1 damage. You know, like if I burn it, there's nothing that can be done. So there's a big problem with, you know, magic dealers that only have 1 soul. Could be a problem. That feels like it could be a problem. Okay, so she's gonna roll and try and hit the deranged guard. Whoops, that's not a roll. She's gonna roll and hit for 1. Rowan is going to try and hit with the crossbow for 2. That does 2 damage. That's great. 1, 2. So he's at 3 and 3. When he hits 2 health left in 1 more hit, that means he's going to do 4 damage, which is hella problematic. Okay. Okay. Kira's gonna just use her sword. She does 2 damage unless she gets a crit. Wow, she got a crit. That's 3 damage. So that actually kills this guy. We did it. Wow, good job, Kira. So that's 3. We got it. Nice. Okay. This is good. This is a good start. I kind of want to do one more and see what happens here, because this is where things get tricky, and this is part of it. The idea here is that, first of all, we get to roll for a loot. 1 and 2 is low level loot. 3 is a weapon. So let's see what we get. We got a 3, so we get a weapon. We got the blood sickles. I don't know. We'll just put these off to the side for right now. I don't want to try and balance these. Then when we take a look here and we see that the idea here is that she gets 1 soul for each creature. So that would now put her at 3 souls. My concern is that, like, it's 3 souls. How many souls can she have total is a good question. You know, there should be a limit, I'm guessing, to how many souls you can have. She gets 3, and let's see what happens. I'm not gonna take the vintage. Okay, I'll take the vintage swirl. I kind of want to just play this out though, without like doing all the little intricate things. But let's do it. We'll give 3. We're gonna drink the vintage swirl immediately. It gives us 3 health. So Lady Lyria now only has 2 damage. She's gonna drink it, but you immediately take 2 miss tokens, which could basically lead her into, if she gets hit immediately, she's gonna go into having 3 peril tokens. Not good, but I'm gonna take the chance. Take the chance. It's okay. We're gonna flip this. We're not gonna do that card. We're not gonna do that card because we just did it. We'll do the prison hall. Okay, 2 creatures attack, and then after defeating all creatures, draw an ally NPC. Let's try it. 1, 2. Oh, that's what we just did. We just did that. Oh, because these go up here. Where do they go up here? No, they go down here. And these guys can go right up here. I think I put them back on top, honestly. Okay, let's see what happens here. All right, no one's going to attack Lady Lyria. This guy's going to attack the most powerful hero. That happens to be Kira. And then this guy's going to attack the party leader, which also happens to be Kira. So Kira's going to get hit twice. So let's go ahead and see if we can figure this out. Immediately, I feel like there's not really a choice here. Next hero attack does double damage. Okay, this is interesting. Like, I could burn 2 of these right now, and I'm gonna get 2 back at the end of the turn. But yeah, okay, but do you just save up all your souls? And also, if you have other magic dealers, what happens with them? Do you have to pick who gets the souls? Or are souls kind of like a pot that everyone can choose from? I wonder if souls are a pot that anyone can use, because that would make a big difference as to how I attribute them, right? Because if only Lady Lyria has 3 from that last one where I give 1 and 1, then they both have 2, then I still can't even do anything with them. Whereas if there's 3 here, I have more options. So maybe you actually have more souls here. Interesting. Okay, I could be down with that. Okay, I could burn one of them so that everyone takes -1 damage from this creature for their duration. They are interesting. It is pretty cool. Like, I kind of have to think about it. I think the only thing that bothers me is that there isn't another one shot. Like, I don't have a choice. I can really just only do this one damage, and it doesn't really do anything. It's not that interesting or exciting. I either hit or I miss. So I think that's the part that has to fix. Let's see what the level 2 is. She does 3 damage. All heroes take -3. Legendary Ascent. Next hero does triple damage. Oh my god. Okay, well, we'll see if that's going to stay. We'll see if that's going to happen. You do burn 3 souls, which would be a lot. Okay. Interesting. Let's play this through. I want to try one of these spells. So let's have her do... Let's have her do... I think I know what I'm going to do with this. We're just going to start with a 1. And she's going to roll to see if she hits. She's going to hit this guy. So she does. She hits him for 1. Her turn's over. Rowan is going to use the crossbow like he always does. He hits a crit. Unfortunately, that does 2 damage and the creature's no longer flying, but we don't have a flying creature. So we're going to go ahead and do 2 of them here. So he hits here, and then he's flanking now. I'm not using this because I want to keep things vanilla. His turn's over. Then we come over to Kira. And Kira's turn, she's just going to do... She needs a little something extra too. We'll get there with her. She crits and does 3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the 3-shot go on the Sulker. So the Sulker is flipped. That guy's dead. We killed him off. Thanks for some good rolls there. And then all that's left is the Undead Guard to take their turn. They are going to hit the highest power hero, which is Kira. She's going to hit him for 2. So Kira takes 2 damage, which is fine. Okay. And then now it's our turn again. So we flip all these over. We flip these over. Now, Lady Lyria is going to start by doing 1 attack. Regular. She hits. That's a 1 damage. Not anything, just a little chippy. And then she's going to do Blessed Crusader, which the next hero attack does double damage. So these do not get flipped. I actually have to get rid of them. I burn these souls. I drop them in here. Now we flip her over. She no longer has these miss tokens. Those were supposed to go away the last turn. Now the next hero is going to do double damage. So that's going to be Rowan. We have him flanking. He does a +1 on his roll, and he's going to use a throwing knife, which is 3 damage, which means if he hits, this guy's dead. So this is pretty fun. I feel okay about this. So we need a 2 or better. We get it. This is gone. And this guy takes 6 damage, which knocks him out. Yeah. And then we get the 2 souls back from the creatures we killed. And that's where I feel a little off about it, honestly. That just feels like... That felt really powerful. And then I get the 2 back. You know? I'm a little stuck on this. I'm a little stuck on this because it feels like if I can just burn 2 and get 2 back, I'll be able to do that the whole game. Which means every time I start a turn, a new encounter, I can pretty much be guaranteed that I can burn 2 of them to get 1 back, and there's really no point there's really no point to not do that. Interesting. Interesting. Hmm. How to do this? I don't think she should get... Like, if she gets 2 souls back every time, then you're really just getting 2 souls on top of the one you start with, and then you're doing any of these anytime you want, once per encounter. And that's where it's kind of broken. So the problem is that we're getting souls from defeating creatures. What is a crafting recipe for an elixir? That's a really interesting question. Huh. I don't know. I had never thought of it. That's interesting. Yeah, the idea of crafting, that's kind of cool. I'm a little stuck on this. From a game design standpoint, the thing that I'm stuck with here is this. Let's see if we can pull this up and make this make sense. You have creatures. Oh wait, we don't want to fill. We want this. Okay, we have creatures. Yeah, we have, I see it already. I don't even know that I need to make this. I already see exactly what the problem is. See, we have creatures that then are creating souls. Oh, please. They're creating souls. Let's see if we can map this out so we can think about it. Time to draw. Time to draw. Okay, we have creatures and they generate souls, which then in turn power spells. Here's the problem. This is a common game design problem, by the way. This is like every game design problem always comes back to this. I already kind of see what the issue is. And then the problem is this. Then the souls are powering the spells, which in turn are creating damage. Right? So the problem here is that I don't know what the terminology is for this, because I don't know that anyone's necessarily ever named it or like called it something specific in game design, because game design doesn't really have, you know, it's not like becoming a doctor. It's like there aren't things that we call stuff, you know what I mean? I don't know how to say it. It's like we don't have like a textbook with jargon of what we call things in game design so that we can all do it. I mean, some things like mechanics for sure, but other things are not. And the problem that we have here is a very standard thing that I come across a lot. I struggle with it a lot in game design. It's a common issue that I come across. It's very challenging for me. And that problem is that we have a 1-to-1 ratio. The creatures are creating the souls, and then the spells in turn use the souls to create damage. And so we have like this loop, but what has to happen is that we add either one of two things. Either there's a secondary trigger that's required for souls to be converted into spells, or we have to add a third party. I call this a wedge. There needs to be a wedge in between this system, and that wedge then makes this so that it's abstracted. It's like almost like how you can have money, right? Physical dollar in your hand, but then you could put that money in a bank, right? And that still isn't very interesting. You just put money in the bank. Now you see a number, and that's one level of abstraction, but it's 1-to-1. Then if you get a credit card, now you have a third level of abstraction, which changes fundamentally how you think about money, right? Without the credit card, you can't do that. So the problem here is that you're literally converting. The problem here is that because these two do not have a third wedge in between them, either a third currency or resource or action, we're really just converting damage to souls. So this is like cash, and this is like my bank account. So my bank account, I kill creatures, I fill up my bank account, I take out that bank account and spend it, and then it goes right back in. And so we don't have a choice here. I'm going to just spend it because I'm just going to get it back, which means I'm just going to spend it again and get it back, right? That's where we're having a problem with building credit at Pesos, so it has a third. Yeah, exactly. So let's see if we can figure this out. If the creatures just generate souls, I lean towards the creatures generating souls as the problem with this, because the spells have varying costs, and I can always change the spells up so that, like, you know, there's a 2-shot spell that requires 2 spells, so you don't want to always spend all your spells because you want to use the 2-shot one. Like, I could fix that, right? I could fix that so that on here, right now there's only a 1, like you need to have at least 1 soul in your pocket to use it. Putting a second one in here, a second attack that probably gives you need 2 spells, would then change how often I would spend these, because now I would need 2 plus 1 was 3, or 4, which means I would need 4 of them to be able to do the attack, the 2 attack, or the 1 attack, etc., etc. But the problem that I see that is not working is every single one of these creates a soul. Oh, I think I have the solution. I think I have a solution. The main problem here is that I know if I spend both of these souls during battle, I will get 2 souls back. But what if I didn't know that? And the way to change that would be to add. I think this sounds cool already in my head. Move the creatures up here. We grab 1 extra triangle. Give me my triangles. Move my triangle here. Can we make triangles a thing? Can we do that? Triangles. And then wait for it. Wait for it. Still. No, seriously, still wait for it because I'm not ready yet. We move this down here, and this is a ritual, which roll D6. Okay. Interesting. Now you only get souls based on your ritual. And I don't know exactly what this ritual is going to be or how it's going to work. But if I have to roll for it, I can't be guaranteed that I'm going to get 2 souls back, which means now I'm taking a risk. And that risk means I'm not going to get 2 back every single time. I may get 0 back, or I may get more than 0 back. I may get 2 or more. This also is really great because I could create items that help with the ritual specifically, which could be really beneficial. Maybe there's a potion that helps to collect the souls or give you a +1 on a ritual. To do a backflip IRL to hit a critical. Yeah, that's the ritual. The ritual is hold your breath for 3 minutes, and then you get 1 soul back. Actually, you just lose a soul. It's your soul. You just lose your soul. Let's try it out. So if I had finished, let's say I had finished the same round that I had done, and I turn in 2 of these because I wanted to do something big. These guys both die, and I'm going to collect the souls from them. So to collect the souls, and I don't really like the idea of just making it a die roll. So I'm not sure what we would have to do. I'm just thinking through this, like, are some creatures more likely to have a soul cost that you have to roll above, which indicates how challenging it is to get their soul? That could be a thing. I hesitate to make it a flat number, like you have to get a 2 or better. Do the real life ritual and take the soul out of a person's body. Okay. I am not responsible for players' IRL rituals. I do not condone. Okay. So if Lady Lyria finishes a battle and she wants to collect the souls on here, I don't think just rolling and saying get a 2 or better does it. Like, okay, I get 1 and then I have to roll again? This just kind of feels silly. Then you get a second one, and if you roll a crit, it doesn't matter. None of this feels like right yet. I also don't want you to finish a battle and then roll for loot 2 times, then roll for souls 2 times. I don't know. That sounds like a lot of work. I'm trying to think if there is another way to do this. Like one roll to rule them all. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to think. This is tricky. This is tricky. It's definitely this, though. I feel close to it. Like, the damage hurts the creatures. Then after the creatures die, you have to try and collect their souls, which means you don't know how many souls you're going to get back, which means now you're just really not sure when you should spend them and if you'll get them back. So this feels right to me. Let me give this a different color. I really dig this idea of rituals because I think I could really add a lot of stuff to it. But what is the ritual? She has a soul collect item. Is the ritual an item she carries? And it's how you collect souls? And that's part of the items you can collect? And then different heroes have different soul rituals. Like they'd have different odds of collecting them. I don't know. That doesn't feel right either. That sounds like a lot of work. A lot of work to collect souls. We also had an idea of last hitting. So Lady Lyria would have to last hit a creature to get their soul. Would that be fun or would that be annoying? Let's try it and see. I'm going to leave it like it was. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it like this. This is where we were before. Let's just pick up where we left off. If I fought these two guys and I have to last hit with Lady Lyria to get her stuff back, let's see how that feels. So she currently has 3 souls, like we had before. And let's see if last hitting, do a little League of Legends last hitting. See if that makes a difference. It would be pretty cool because if you had 2 magic dealers, then you actually have 2 shots at collecting the soul for the group, right? So you actually have better chances of collecting souls, which is great because you would have more soul users, right? More magic. So that would actually be pretty cool thinking it through. Let's see what happens. All right, so if we want to last hit, and maybe she gets the souls back when she last hit. It's not at the end of the round. So let's see what happens here. We're going to go ahead and say that she's going to go ahead and use her basic attack. She hits. We're going to try and kill the Sulker. So the Sulker's at 1. Rowan is going to try and hit the Sulker as well. He just has to hit for a 1. Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Hit for a 1. He does hit for a 2. 2 goes on the Sulker. And now we just need Kira to hit this one time. So as long as Kira hits, we got it. Great. She hits for 2. The Sulker is dead. Oh my god, I did not last hit. I didn't last hit. So I wouldn't get it. Okay, let's try that again. This is the whole point. That was the whole point. Okay, the whole point is Rowan is going to attack first. Oops. He hits for 1. So we're going to put that on the Sulker. Then Rowan is going to flank like he always does. I got to fix that so it's not so obvious to do that every time. His turn's over. Kira's gonna go. She's gonna hit for nothing, so she missed. Okay. That's not good. And then Lady Lyria is gonna do 1 damage. That's a 1 hit. So that puts her here. Now these guys attack. They do 2 damage to Kira's shield. I'm not going to take the peril because I don't want to. Still has 1 more hit on the knight's shield. And then the sulker is going to apply bleeding and 1 damage. Oh, she still gets hit. Bleeding. Oh, this is curious. That's unblockable. Interesting. Interesting. Because it's not a regular attack, on the first attack, do 1 damage and apply bleeding token. Cannot heal until defeated. Okay. So I guess that happens +1 still because she had a miss token on her. Darn, that's rough. Okay, next round, Rowan is going to try and hit for... Ooh, this last hitting is tricky. He's going to try and hit with the crossbow. Because if he uses the other one, it's going to be a 3 hit. So that's going to be 1 damage. +1 is 2. So he does 2 damage here. The sulker is down to 3. And now Lady Lyria can attack for... Oh god, she missed. Damn. Wow, last hitting is hard. Huh. It's as hard as it is in League of Legends. This is tricky. Okay. She missed, and then Kira could kill the sulker, but then, wow, yeah, this is okay. Maybe this works. Maybe this works. It still is a little bit of a positive feedback loop because they have a 1 in 6 chance of failing. So that's really not the rule. Like, that's the exception, her missing on a last hit. She really would hit almost every single time. But I wonder if you just can't plan it. I do really like this idea of last hitting. It's very strategic. Thanks, Sam. How are you doing today, Sam? Raymond said you need a cost for a gain, and if that gain is worth it, is determined by the player. Yes. Right. So I'm kind of like, is last hitting enough of a cost for her that she has to last hit every time? She has to last hit. I mean, I'll admit it, it's pretty fun. It's actually pretty fun, the last hitting. I just do wonder if last hitting is too perfect of an information. Like, if she last hits, then she gets it every time, which means as long as I make her last hit, I'm gonna get 2 souls back. You've been working on vision boards for your creature capturing game. Yeah, you're making Pokemon? Poketopia 2? Ugh. All right, I'm going to play it through. Yeah, they are really hard to get. It's kind of crazy. I just really can't believe it. I have a bunch in my basement. I just keep them in a binder, just hoping that one day Maybe they'll be worth something. I don't even know what cards I have anymore. It's been like so long since I looked at them. All right, well, she missed. You wish Nintendo would be at your doorstep? Oh, to hire you to make a game? I thought you meant for them to sue you. Allegedly. Just always throw allegedly in there. You can never have too many, you can never have enough allegedlys in this day and age. Huh. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough because if she last hits, you meant suing you. Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah. Is the last hitting gonna be enough? I don't know. You know what? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. This was a lot of work already, like to get this far creatively on this. We're gonna test it again tomorrow because I don't have the energy in me right now to, you know, just keep running these simulations right now. And I kind of feel like my brain is full of ideas right now. Like, is it last hit? Is it a different ritual? Where does this all fall into this? I feel like I have the solution here as far as a blueprint. I know that the problem here is that the creatures are giving back the exact same amount of souls every time. And I need to change that if this is going to work so that you really can't predict how many souls you're going to get back for how much you're spending. And that could vary game by game. And then I can also have items that allow for augmentations of when you do this ritual, take 2 souls, or when you do this ritual, do a +1 to your roll. The one thing I do know that I'm very certain about is it's not a roll. It shouldn't be a roll. It really shouldn't be a roll because the problem with rolling, I feel like, is that it's easy to lean on rolling as a solution when really it's like, but you're already rolling to attack. You're rolling to get loot. That's a lot already. You know, on your last round, you may roll once, 3 times to kill these guys. Then you may roll once or twice, or maybe even 3 times for that. You may draw an ally, which may require you to roll again. And those are good rolls because you're getting good stuff back, which I think is really fun. But I really don't think that rolling to get 1 and then roll again to get another soul, it just feels like then I got to start putting numbers on things. Maybe each monster creature needs to have a challenge soul number that you have to roll above. I don't know. Like, it just feels to me like it could just be more busy work for something that arguably could have the same outcome, but with greater impact on the game by increasing more choice during the battle. And I'll tell you, I already feel pretty interested in this last hitting mechanic where Lady Lyria has to last hit to be able to get one of these souls back, because right now I missed, and I gotta be honest with you, I kind of feel like, screw it, just kill this thing, right? Like, let's just kill it. We have to just kill it and move on. Like, she got her shot, she didn't get it. I haven't spent my 2 souls. Maybe I'll play a little more conservatively until we're in a better position to do a last hit. The only thing I don't know is if last hitting will become monotonous or it will become cumbersome where you're kind of annoyed by the fact that you have to last hit. So, all right, let's stop here. I'm going to save this. And as promised, let's open up Gunball on Roblox for the last like 20 minutes here before I hop off. I guess we're going to do another 2-hour stream. Wow. It's just going and going and going. Guys, I would stream like all day, honestly, if I could. I feel like I do so many projects and you guys haven't even seen them. Like, I've been working on this Scroll to Sleep, the sleep app I've been making, working on Pop the Lock update for the mobile game. And then I just work on those for the rest of the day, but I just can't stream it all. But No, you didn't miss it. You're here, Creeper Sword. You're here and it's ready to go. Thanks, Furry. Yeah, maybe we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to burn myself out. You know what I mean? Didn't Pop the Lock get removed from the App Store? No, no. What? Wait, what? What, mate? Let's see. Is it? No, it's there. We got it. We got it. It's there. But I'm working on this update and it's almost done. Yeah, we're almost there. All right. Anyway, oh, on Google? Yeah, it did get taken down on Google. You are correct, sir. But we're working on it to bring it back. I've been working with a dev who's almost done fixing all the little stupid things that have to get fixed in a mobile game. All right. Wow, Deadly Decks. This was a great first run. I want to take some notes here because I always do. Let's take some notes here. So we have 3/25. I feel like I'm missing. I feel like some of my notes didn't save. Oh, this is because it's backwards. I don't know how 319 got down there. 325. Let's go ahead and put in possible last hit ritual sorcerers to collect souls. Currently designing system to randomize predictability of soul collection. That's one. Two is we really need, let's make this bigger. No. We really need Lady Lyria needs a 2 soul attack or spell, so you aren't stuck doing 1 damage over and over. And she also needs some side tricks. You know, like Rowan has these throwing knives. He can also flank. I feel like Lady Lyria's big claim to fame is she can collect and equip souls. I mean, come on. That's like basic. That's basic. She should definitely be able to collect souls. So she also needs a hero ability in addition to collecting souls. And I also am curious to know if these other things that she can do, if they can stack. That's kind of what I'm thinking here, because oh yeah, there's a couple things here. Cap the amount of souls a sorcerer can collect, and stacks with other sorcerers. So this is important because if you have one sorcerer that can, let's say they can collect up to 4. Let's say Lady Lyria can collect up to 4. I don't know how I'm going to show this, but she can have up to 4 souls at any given time. No more. Means, okay, once you have 4, you can't just like stack them up. My main question though is, if she has 4, can spells be used twice or more in a round or encounter. So the question being, Blessed Crusader, the next hero, does double damage, and that's burning 2 souls. Can I just burn 4 souls? If her cap is 4, can she do 4? I don't think so. I think maybe some of these you can only do once per encounter. That's what feels right, because my god, that would be a ×4. You could probably just spend 4 of these, and if you have the right weapon, just beat the game at the end when you have to fight the spider mage. So we'll have to come back to that. Initial thoughts are no. Also this one, being able to do double, triple, or quadruple of these. If you had 4 souls and you burned all 4 of them, all heroes take -4 damage from this creature for the duration of the encounter. Again, she wouldn't be able to do anything, but Soul Sand Hourglass, where she can pause time. Oh, interesting. Soul Sand Hourglass. She can pause time. I'll have to think about what that is. That's an interesting one because we do have the clock. We haven't gotten to the clock yet, but we do have the clock. It'd be interesting if she could use something that would pause the clock so it doesn't move forward. The clock is used for later enemies that have specific clock values on them that will trigger. So it's like, instead of them always doing damage just in the corner, they can do really wild things. Like, but they do them according to the clock, and the clock turns each time the round is over. So that could actually be pretty cool to give her a Soul Sand Hourglass. It's pretty cool. I like the name too. Okay, I think that covers everything. Lady Lyria was supposed to have a hex tile too. Like, she was supposed to kind of do a hex thing. Maybe that's something we'll look at, where she can... Her hex thing was supposed to be like causing -1 damages and stuff. Is she a necromancer? No, she's supposed to be like a Game of Thrones style sorcerer. You know, she comes from this house, the hexes of House Lyria. She comes from House Lyria, which is like a much more kind of like, you know, serious modern take. Like, you know, they're very like religious-ish, although I don't know exactly what their religion is, but you know, they come from wealth, and she's supposed to be kind of like, she causes hex and stuff like that. The Owl House. Owl House? Owl House. Yeah. This is a good first step, though. I was really, you guys know, whenever I start with these new heroes, I was pretty intimidated to take on magic today. I'm relieved that magic just is fun off the bat. That is pretty cool. Like, it's already fun. The question is, yeah, the question is, how will it work? But okay, let's save this up one more time. I know I did already, but I'm just obsessed with making sure I don't lose any progress on this. And let's go ahead and, for our last bit here on the stream before I wrap it up, let's take a look at Gunball. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're going to be doing this. I'm only going to spend like 10 minutes on this. I don't want to get too in the weeds on this because I've been streaming for 2 hours, and I really can't believe that I streamed for 2 hours. And thank you to everyone who's hanging out here. It's so cool to just be here with you guys and doing all this stuff. All right, let's take a look at Roblos. Roblos Studiosos. Thanks, Raymond. Thanks for always cheering me on, Raymond. Thank you. All right, let's take a look at Gunball. How do I turn my sound down in Roblox? Because I know for a fact that this is going to be super loud if I press play. I just know it. I just really know it. Okay, let's come over here and take a look. All right, I just have to... I have to figure out where to turn the sound off. Sound? 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 Oh, you know what? Maybe I... Anybody know how to turn the sound down? He said looks mid. Oh my god, thank you. I appreciate it. He said it looks mid. Creepersaur, you said it looks mid. I mean, thanks for being honest, though. I have to go in-game? I don't want to go in-game. It'll be too loud. I know it's going to be loud. I just know it is. All right, maybe we just go in here and I turn down the music in here. Where is it? VFX music. Mark. Where are the deadly decks? We just stopped, Cameron. We just stopped. We just did an hour and 40 minutes. And I was pulling up this this Roblox game that I may finish called Gunball. I promise you won't be disappointed. I'm just trying to make sure that the sound is not crazy. Hold on, I think it's in replicated storage. By the way, everybody, if you haven't, please check out Cameron's game, Hell of a Deal, on Kickstarter if you get a chance. I backed it yesterday and it looks like it's doing amazing, so congrats. Those dang dentist appointments. I know. We did a lot of really cool stuff today, Cameron. I can't wait to show it to you. We did magic. Magic was pretty cool. We got to this point where I was really trying to figure out magic was kind of broken and then kind of fixed it. But after playing for an hour and a half, I was like, you know what? I don't even know anymore. You know how it is when you just keep working on it for so long. The search bar occurred. Where's the search bar? What is this stuff? Search bar. Oh yeah, this. But I don't even know what the files are called. Oh, it's called music. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at Gunball real quick. Let's go ahead and make this a 0. Turn down all the musics. I think there still is like a vocal line. VO, let's see, VO. There's still some VO in here. Lobby VO, I threw in some VO. Announcements. Sound effects, lobby VO. Let's go in there and take a look. Here we go. Yeah, he says a bunch of stuff. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. DMCA strike incoming. Just write sound. It won't work like that because we named it stuff. All right, I think we're good. I think we're good with this. Okay, let's check out Gunball, guys. This is a game 6 years in the making. We came up with this game 6 years ago, I believe, when we were on stream doing stuff. I can't even believe that. That's like a lifetime ago. All right, let's check it out. Oh my God, there's a lot of red. Okay, so... Oh my... Okay, it is working though. So Gunball is a 3v3 soccer game where you and your team have guns and you can shoot the ball and you can shoot the other opponents into the hole, into the goal. So it looks like it's working. It's pretty responsive, to be honest with you. It's not bad. Let me see if I can pull up. Hold on, I don't have my YouTube up here, so I can't see what you guys are saying. Hollow ball. The aiming feels really good. I think last time I was working on this with the dev, the aiming was like, it felt weird. But it's not too bad. It feels pretty good, actually. The gun is like not bad. It's like pretty responsive. Can you climb walls and do aerials? Yeah, you can. You can. There's a bunch of different levels too. The timer was really fast on this, so maybe the dev is doing some stuff on it. Let's see if we restart, we'll get a different level. I mean, guys, this doesn't feel that bad. Add an FPS mode. I think that's a good question. Thank you for saying that. I think there is an FPS mode in here. No, why? What the heck, dude? It's so fast. Yeah, here's a different one. You were saying, can you do aerials? Yeah, you can. I think you can jump up here. And the idea here is you can shoot the other opponents. I might trim this back. I think the world is, I went a little too ham on the world. It's supposed to be like this futuristic solar punk kind of world where you're playing gunball. But I don't know. Here, let me see if you guys feel this. Let's put on the VO and see if you feel the VO. I don't know. I honestly right now I kind of feel like the VO is a little, it's borderline cringe. I think I'd have to do some work to make it non-cringe, but I do like the vibe of it. Let's see.
Please remember, if a ball exits the field, do not retrieve it. The ball
you
has
can't
chosen
hear it.
freedom.
I don't think it's doing anything. No, he's not talking. The sound is not coming through. Make an FPS mode. So there you, okay, so it doesn't do FPS mode. I gotta write this down because that's definitely not a decent enough FPS mode. But I don't know if that is our FPS mode. But you can like right up here and drop down and do all this stuff. And imagine this is like 3v3, so you know, obviously it's not very fun the way it is. The cursor is stretched. Okay, I'll put that on my list of things to do. Okay, there we go. We got the score. Curtis Wow scored for red. Ball dropped again. Okay, so I'm gonna just make a couple quick notes here on this. Even though this is for deadly decks, I'm just gonna make these notes. Gunball. True FPS mode. Stretched cursor. What else? Add a ranked one. Give it a good image that people will remember over other games, aka unique. Add a ranked one? You mean like a ranked mode? So we got to fix that FPS mode. It looks like it's stretched no matter what. Probably limit your distance too. Well, maybe not. Maybe you don't have to limit the distance. I will say this though, it feels okay. I think last time we were working on this, it was a little off. Yeah, it was a little off. Oh yeah, the ball falls in the center. Ball respawn in center. Always. Read what you said. Oh, I'm not going to add it right now. Just add a UI aspect ratio constraint. I don't want to add it because the dev is going to do that. I like to make sure that the devs like that I don't mess with the devs and what they do, because you know it's their code. They get a little touchy about it, like when you start going in and mucking around with stuff and then you're like, oh, I fixed this, and then they're like, wait, what? That's not how I would fix it, you know. People will care about their rank. Okay, it won't mess anything. I know it won't, but he'll fix it. I gotta give him stuff to do, Creeper. It's just a single thing you added. I know, but I'm not gonna do any fix. You know the slippery slope, Creeper. Then it's gonna be me doing another hour of dev time on here. And I can't do that. I can't do it. I have contract work I have to do today.
And reminded of your civic value.
I can't allow myself to get procrastinated and distracted, Creeper. That's the answer. That's the truest Curtis Wow answer you're ever gonna see. Okay, let's see. Can it go in? Hell yeah. I love the screen shake. That's really fun. Triangulating my circle for 2 hours. You guys are wild. I think there needs to be an end of round match thing. I think that was one thing we didn't do. End of round UI, like match results. And Furry said definitely a ranked mode. Ranked mode. Okay, we'll try to see if we can get that in. I think some health packs too. Health packs, pickups. And I know the last thing I'm going to put in here is the weapons need to feel different. And I don't think they do right now. I think they're pretty much basic. Make the timer minutes and seconds. Yeah, it's kind of... I don't think it's supposed to be this long. I think it was this long because we were testing something. I think the matches are like... Because like, what is that? That's like 400 seconds. It's like 400 divided by 60. That's like 6 minutes. That's too long. It's not 6 minutes. I think it's like 3 minutes. What's that? 3 minutes is like 180 seconds or something like that. It also, maybe we just... Oh, I know what we did. I think it's best to 3 or something like that.
The Harmony Pit is not televised.
Anyway, okay, that's something we'll have to figure out. Yeah, it should be minutes and seconds. Got it. Thanks, Creeper Sword. That's a good one. All right. Well, look, Gunball is on its way, guys.
Gunball is a criminal offense.
I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna see if we can get it to happen. Is there a point of shooting the ball? Yes. So the idea here is that you actually pick a class of weapon. Like you don't just, they're not all the same. There's like a rocket launcher that has a really slow reload, but it has a huge impact on the ball. Then there's like a shotgun that you have to roll up to it closely. And probably at this point, like pushing it is a little, I mean, the thing is if you're pushing it, then someone can shoot you. And again, I don't know. We've never played this game, guys. Like this has all been just in my head for like 6 years. This was the game I was gonna do when I was doing my stream on Twitch. And then, I don't know, I had a baby and I needed to make money, and so I couldn't stream anymore, which is not it's not unlike what's happening right now, where I need to make money, and I also don't really have a job other than teaching in New York City right now.
Tie, both
so
teams will
get in there, get in there. Come on, come on. See, like this gun doesn't do a lot, but this gun would be really powerful for shooting other players. So that's kind of the thing. Space Friends robbed us of Gunball. Yeah, it's true. And find ways to keep players playing AK battle passes and daily task stuff for skins that people care about. Lol, yeah.
Televised.
I'm the next Fortnite, baby. Kurt Knight. Welcome to Curtis Knight. Oh, wow, you can get it from the back. That's great. It's probably broken. Okay, yeah, well, that's Gunball, guys. So look, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to compile this list. I'm going to get this list over to my dev tonight. We're going to be talking about stuff that we're going to try and fix up. He's going to work on it over the week. And if
citizens found idle during broadcast hours may be
things go well,
or biomass
we're going to try to do an actual play test on the stream with community here next week. It'll probably be at night though, because I really don't want to start. I don't want to start changing the daytime routine of doing Deadly Decks into Roblox stream or competing with it. It's just too much. I want people here coming on. We're doing Deadly Decks, we're doing game design, and then maybe I'll do like some streams at night. I'm thinking at night. So never fear. The Deadly Decks one will go nowhere. This is just a one-time, one-off, where we're, you know, I want to get you guys feedback and just let you know that this is going to be happening as I expand my streaming.
Or re-education, depending on severity.
Excited about this, guys. Thanks for the feedback on this. This is Huge, very helpful. Let's see if we can switch over here. Cameron said, at some point you should sketch up a rulebook for Deadly Decks and put out the TTS mod so people can start playtesting for you. Cameron, you mean people like you? I would love to do that. I would really love to do that. I think there are 4 characters left that need to be like balanced. And like I said, they're magic. And we're working out today how magic is actually going to work in the game. There's a couple little hiccups, but mostly it does work, which is great. Once I have that solved and I have those 4 characters solved, I think I could do a tabletop simulator, like just beta release. Yeah, because I also don't want to design this in a box. That's dangerous, right? It's like I could make these things. I like these things. I definitely want to make a game that I like playing. There's no question about that. But I do think having other people play it is like, you know, it's just so powerful and important. Cool. Wow, this was great, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me on a 2-hour Curtis WoW stream. Yeah, I'm just so thankful you guys are here. I'm thankful that we can create a space in this world where we can all be inspired and excited and making stuff. Feels good to make stuff, you know, especially now with everything going on in the world. Just feels so good to just make stuff and be creating things. So I hope you guys are creating stuff in your own on your own time and making things. I want this stream to be all about it. So you guys have a great day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, making stuff is rad. Cameron with another one of his t-shirt worthy quotes. Making stuff is rad. All right, guys, have a great day. I will see you back here tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern time. And thank you again for all you guys' support. It means the world to me. It's like, this is what I wake up and I just, first thing I think of is just, I cannot wait to get on stream and hang out with you guys. So have a great one. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Curtis WoW out.